Since 2014, the Russian army has not only been destroying cities and villages, killing peaceful Ukrainians, but also causing enormous damage to the environment. And since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Russian command has turned to the practice of terror. Such a large-scale terrorist act was the bombing of the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. The Russian crime, which qualifies as ecocide, took the lives of Ukrainian citizens and caused significant damage to the region's economy and ecology.
I do not think that the world's reaction to this ecocide is sufficient. I don't think any reaction could be sufficient because these atrocities, they leave us at loss for words. I think it's hard to react to these things that are actually happening, especially for people who aren't experiencing it firsthand. So I think we need to make more room for people who are affected by these catastrophes to tell their stories and to share information of what's happening on the ground. So no, I don't think it's sufficient. We must do everything we can to speak up about this and to spread awareness and to share information about what is happening. And we also must remember that this case isn't unique. Unfortunately, it is just one part of a continuous warfare example of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine and the crimes that Russia is committing towards Ukraine.
Russia is planning the next terrorist attacks, Ukrainian intelligence warns. Undermining the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and the chemical plant Crimean Titan may become the part of the Kremlin's plan.
Of course, there are big risks not only for Ukraine. If something happens in Zaporizhzhia, it will be many times bigger and worse than the Chernobyl disaster. We talk about it every day in Ukraine. This is a big cause for concern around the world.
The Kremlin demonstrates to the whole world that environmental problems are not within the sphere of interest of the Russian authorities. The Federation declared the WWF Fund an undesirable organization.
The government of any totalitarian country considers the presence of international organization on its territory a threat to its power, its monopoly on power.
The WWF Fund case is not unique. At the end of May, the Russian Prosecutor General's office also declared Greenpeace undesirable. An authoritative international organization allegedly threatened the foundations of Russia's constitutional order. While Moscow seeks to destroy all life, Ukraine is thinking about how to restore territories and the environment.
We will not give up until Russia leaves Ukraine. And Russia, of course, also can be made accountable for their crimes towards Ukraine.
According to the Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine, 1/5 of the country's Wild Reserve Fund has suffered from Russian aggression. There are 10 national natural parks, 8 reserves, 2 biosphere reserves under occupation, about 600 species of plants, and 750 species of animals, including those listed in the Red Book, were under the threat of destruction.
This is not an exhaustive list of the crimes of the occupying country. However, we continue to carefully record them in order to present the aggressor with an account after our victory. Ruslan Strelets, Minister of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine, on Facebook.
Calculate the ecological losses from Russian aggression, hold those responsible to account, and develop a plan for recovery, the main task of the International Working Group on the Environmental Consequences of War.
The first is an assessment of all the harm, all the crimes that have been caused to our ecosystem, our nature. The second is the development of mechanisms to hold the Russian Federation accountable for all these crimes. Today, no one can calculate how much time and money we will need to restore and how to restore, and the group will develop all this as recommendations.
Reported by Roman Smoler, Yulia Granovska, UA TV News.